Well, getting to the matter at hand, Patriotic Alliance leader and Central Karoo District Mayor Gayton Mckenzie has indicated that he may harbor some ambition to become the #1 resident of the City of Johannesburg. Now, Mckenzie says he'll contest for the Joburg Mayoral position, but not at all costs. And this comes after ActionSA announced that it had submitted motions of no confidence against the Executive Mayor of Johannesburg, Thapelo Amad, and City Speaker Colleen Makhubele. You'll remember Funzi Ngubeni was here last week telling us about that. Now, Mckenzie says that the PA would support ActionSA's motion of no confidence in the City of Joburg leadership. Mckenzie joins us now in studio to discuss these ambitions and, a few other things around what is going on in Johannesburg. So thanks so much for your time. Welcome to Morning Live.
Thanks for having me, Sakina.
It's been a minute.
It's been a minute.
How's it going in the Central Karoo?
Very well. I am resigning at the end of this month, the next 2 weeks actually. And I'm inviting formally again all the media to come and see, did I do the things that I promised? They must come and see for themselves. Did I do the things that I said I'm going to do in 12 months? When I was inaugurated, I said I'll be there for 12 months. This is the 12th month. I'm out.
So what did you not manage to do?
What I've not managed to do that I would have loved to have done is to already have had all the solar farms up. But because of the MFMA and processes, it is only going to be awarded on the 5th of May. That's the only thing that I really am a bit bummed about, but it is in the pipeline and the companies has applied and they will be awarded on the 5th of May. I would have loved that to happen earlier, but it was totally out of my hands.
So there have been accusations, as you well know, in the Central Karoo by opposition parties that you are not known for following processes.
Well, I wouldn't say that's entirely untrue. It's very difficult to sometimes follow all the processes, and I'm going to be honest with you. Like, for instance, there's a school 40 kilometers from my office. The children were cold, and there was no heaters, nothing, and load shedding, and the children were freezing, basically. And I was told, no, these kids, we must apply for wood, because they wanted to buy wood to make some fire. And it was a process to get that, and I'm like, no, just do it. Go give the kids, we will deal with that. And I was told afterwards, Mayor, you do know that. I eventually paid with my own money. They said, oh, that's not going to help. But you do get that. It's very frustrating sometimes for a person like me, because I'm an action man. Then I must hear, no, you got to wait 3 months. I imagine people must wait 7 days, but they called today. So I'm not going to say, but all of the other accusations is just rubbish. But there was some that had some merit.
So why are you saying they're rubbish? Because, there were some of the contracts that were awarded that were questioned as well. When you talk about the processes and the frustration in the processes that need to be followed, unfortunately, that is not something that's peculiar to the Central Karoo. It is the PFMA. It is the MFMA. These are unfortunately rules that need to be abided by everybody.
No, I agree with you. What I'm saying is rubbish. There's no contract I got involved in. Not one, because it's done at the B municipality. The Auditor General came, they gave me a clean audit in the Central Karoo District municipality. The Auditor General came. There's not one contract I interfered in, because I'm not stupid. I know what leads to you interfering in those type of stuff. Now people say, yeah, people just get contracts there. What contracts? They must mention the specific contract. The issue is that I was going after the corrupt people. Some of them resigned, or the majority of them resigned. But there's not one single contract that I got involved in, because it wasn't even in my municipality. It is in the B municipality, Beaufort West.
So, speaking of that and talking of audit outcomes, so last year you had a clean audit.
Yes.
Previous year?
There was a clean audit.
And so we are now in April. So we're still awaiting, but in terms of your last discussion with the Auditor General, what were the issues that were flagged?
I think the first thing which I should differentiate is that when I came there's something that the President Ramaphosa, I think he did very well by introducing the DDM, the District Development Model. So when I came there, Beaufort West was operating on their own, Laingsburg was operating on their own, the Central Karoo District was operating on their own. They would hire 3 different lawyer firms, for instance, instead of getting one, and we all make use of that, just to make an example with it. So when I looked at Beaufort West, when we took over, Beaufort West had zero money, no money in the bank, zero. They've used the overdraft of 5 million. Even that was finished. We owed Eskom an obscene amount of money. Sometimes we couldn't even pay salaries prior to me arriving there. I came there, I introduced the district development model to the fullest. Today, we have not touched the overdraft. Beaufort West got 30-something million rands in the bank. We have consistently paid Eskom 10 million rands every month. And then the Democratic Alliance said, I'm lying. I was forced to post the proof of payments to Eskom. Eskom even said, no municipality has been paying so diligently under my leadership. I have brought order there. I got rid of all the corrupt people that were there. Some of them have been found guilty, I've been told. Some of them has resigned because I was asking serious questions. There's money now in the bank. Things are going well. Things are changing.
How much is in the bank?
32 million rands. And that is a lot. You still have to pay Eskom. You still have to pay the water. You still have to pay the back money. My first letter I ever got when I became the mayor in Central Karoo was from Eskom. They told me they are coming to switch off all the lights the next day. I made contact with Eskom and they said, sir, I said, no, can we make an arrangement? They're like, the municipality defaulted on the second arrangement. I said, I promise you, I will bring law and order here. I'll bring stability to the finances. I did that. Now I've got, people are unhappy because Central Karoo is on the map. Things are happening. Factories are there. Investors are coming. People are getting jobs. Not everything is perfect. They want me to fix 30 years of neglect within 1 year. When they see a pothole, they're like, Mckenzie said there's no potholes here. No, I'm not saying there's no potholes. I'm saying there's less potholes. I fixed the swimming pools, which are well known. People have put toilets. Whenever toilet leaks, they're like, you see, look at these toilets. I have demolished, put the trains in Central Karoo, put toilets. I have put bucket toilets, sorry is the word. There's not a single person in Central Karoo today that's using a bucket toilet. Not a single one.
So moving from that, the Central Karoo, and overall we're looking at the 3 municipalities, Prince Albert, Beaufort West and Laingsburg, combined, you know, how many people are we talking about there? About 80,000 people, something like that.
It was around 90,000, but all the illegal foreigners that we are checking out is now brought it down to 85,000.
So, and we move from that to the city of Johannesburg, you know, from 19,000 households in the Central Karoo. And now Gayton Mckenzie wants to be the first citizen of the city of Johannesburg. But before I get to your ambitions, let me just start with Thapelo Amad, who is the mayor of the city of Johannesburg. So as the Patriotic Alliance, you voted, you backed the mayorship of Thapelo Amad. Why did you?
You know what? I know Thapelo. He's a great person. He's well-mannered. And he was, according to me, because we didn't want the ANC person, we didn't want the EFF person. And the ANC didn't want EFF, EFF didn't want ANC. And we then said, all right, Dada then graciously stepped down. And he was a horse that I backed, Thapelo Amad. And he went in there, he came there, and the first interview he did, he spoke his own nonsense. I then was on another interview, they asked me about that, I defended him. The second interview he did, he spoke about potholes, I don't know what about potholes. I defended him once again. I can't defend him anymore because I have seen, and we have seen that he's totally inept, he's totally out of his depth. He's being a good person doesn't really make you a good mayor. But you backed him all the same. So did you not know this at the time when you were giving? Why did you not do your due diligence? I mean, on what basis do you then back mayoral candidates for a city like Johannesburg, which is the economic hub of this country? Not you, not me, nobody can predict fully 100% the behavior of anybody when they're in a post. We can all guess unless we are God.
But it's not about behavior, it's about competence.
No, but I've told you, the man was an MMC. The man was...
And how did that go?
That went very well.
Which portfolio?
He was, I think he was in JDA, the Development Agency, which falls under planning. That's what I think he was there.
And okay, when you say he did great in that portfolio, what exactly did he do?
Well, let me say, he didn't do bad. He wasn't in the news for messing up. You never heard about corruption. You never read that. There's some MMCs, you know them because they're in the news for all the wrong things. He didn't do wrong things. But now all the evidence are there that this man, I mean, you exposed him totally for all of us to see, and that's why you are here. So journalists are here to expose people like us that say they can do stuff and they can't do stuff. Thapelo Amad is a total disappointment. I am the first to admit that I played a role in his appointment, and I want to apologize to the residents of Joburg.
So why should we trust you in any other appointments that you back, given that you've shown that you actually did not do the necessary due diligence on this particular candidate?
What type of due diligence could I have done?
You could have made sure that you actually put people through the rigors of understanding. Did you sit down to say, Mr. Amad, do you understand this, that, and the other, the budgets of the city, what it means to be the first citizen of a city like Johannesburg? Did you guys actually sit down, or was this just about horse trading and saying that, okay, we will appoint so-and-so because as the coalition, this is who we agreed upon?
There's 2 points to this. Point number one, we didn't just take his name out of a hat. We look at the candidates available. We didn't have the whole 2-3 million people to choose from. There was a pool of people we could choose from. And for me, he was the one-eyed man in the city of in the group of the blind.
Why? What made him better at that point?
Pardon?
What made him the better candidate?
Firstly, he has never been accused of any corruption when he was at this thing. Secondly, he has always consistently gone to work. He was, if you ask anybody about him, you would see he was for me, he was really, I was looking at him like this is a guy that has the potential to lead a city. Now, point number two I want to make. You say, why should you trust me? Because everybody still believes that he should continue. I'm the first one to realize my mistake. Now, you must always trust the person that can change his mind on issues that he needs to change his mind on. I'm the one that's saying that this man should go because before he causes further damage. So trust me, because I am the one that says to you today that this man is not fit anymore. But
it's difficult to trust you because you're being politically expedient. Because if you hadn't said, okay, I want to be, I would possibly put my hand up for that mayoral chain, I could have been more inclined to go with your assertion. But when you say that, you know what, he's useless, but hey, I'm available, now I have to start weighing that up.
No, if we talk further, you'll hear what is the latest on that. But let me tell you something. In South Africa, ambition is being frowned upon. True. I have a right, like anybody else, to put my hand up.
Yeah.
Now, why should it be an issue? When I put my hand up, let me kind of finish. When I put my hand up, I am saying to you that I would still have sat on the drain at the corner of the street in Heidedal if I didn't put my hand up for many things. These are one of the things where I say that I can, and I'll give the reasons why I think I could do a good job. And where we are now, last night at around 6, we had our final meeting with very well-meaning members of the opposition. And I just couldn't agree with their demands to me, which is go slow on this illegal foreigner thing, if you want our support as mayor.
Who asked you that?
The members of the opposition. We were having...
But which opposition are we talking about now?
The DA. Members.
Okay.
Very well-meaning people that must vote for me, so they wanted to speak to me. And I availed myself. And members of ActionSA, members of IFP, the guys we met, and they said to me, very informally, listen, but we cannot back you, you are xenophobic. And they would, so then we agreed there that I said to them, I can't agree to that. So I will then take my name out of the hat. Nobody forced me. We are still the kingmakers. I then went public. I'm going public now and say, I am no longer in this race because the expectation that I must become something that I am not when I'm mayor, I will never do. Because when I become the mayor of the city of Joburg, I will move my officers to Hillborough. I will deal with the illegal foreigners there. I will raid every scrapyard that you get.
How would you deal with them?
Through the law. There's mechanism. Number one, I will enforce the bylaws. You just need to enforce the bylaws in this country. We have the Metro Police, which is a competency that can frisk you and ask you, where's your passport? And they have the right to take you to jail, the Metro cops. We will use that. We will use all our bylaws.
So you're saying people have to walk around with passports?
100%.
But why?
We are in a crisis. We are in a crisis. So a crisis time needs a different way of managing. Illegal foreigners has taken over Hillbrow, Rosettenville. They are coming now for Randburg, Sunnyside. Everywhere these people are taking over, and you guys don't want to admit it.
No. That's a false assertion. No. I think you and I are in a conversation. I agree with you totally that this is a problem. It's the how you're trying to address the problem that may be a bit problematic here. Because if you ask that people walk around with passports, how is that, going to resolve your issues? Because from there, the next best thing, South Africans will have to walk around with their IDs because you may be mistaken for being a foreigner. And these things have happened. We actually have history in that regard in this country.
Number one, South Africans are the ones losing jobs to illegal foreigners. Number two, South Africans are the ones that must compete at private or public hospitals with illegal foreigners. Number three, Nigerians are selling drugs in this country. I don't care who says what. The victims of the drug selling are South Africans. The victims of the job taking are South Africans. The victim of these people getting services are South Africans. So South Africans would not mind. And the only people that would mind are the ones that live here in Sanders with us, that don't have public hospital issues, that don't have those things. I am saying to you, if I'm the mayor of the city of Joburg, they will walk with passports, we will arrest them, we will look for them, we will go to every corner. In 100 days, I would have taken all the hijacked buildings back.
Never mind the Constitution and people's rights.
What right do you have when you are illegally in this country, number one?
Yes.
No, let's follow the law. You say you must follow the law. The law says when you come here, you should go through passport control.
Exactly.
They came through the river.
So isn't that where you should start addressing the problem?
No, that's not. I am not a national leader. I'm not a national minister.
Yes, but surely your input should move to address these issues where South Africa needs to shore up its borders. South Africa needs to ensure that people come into this country legally. We need to ensure that Home Affairs officials do not take bribes from people trying to enter the country illegally. Should we not start there?
We have started there, but you see, the problem is we can only talk. The power I have as the mayor of Joburg, I can talk and I can persuade and I can meet and I can suggest.
Okay.
But the power I have as the mayor of Joburg, it is to enforce the bylaws, is to raid them, is to chuck them out of the hijacked buildings.
Yeah.
And to go. Those are the things I will do.
Correct. But not to say people should be walking around with passports. But let me ask you this quickly.
They will walk around with passports.
Well, I'm not sure that one's going to pass constitutional muster. But let me ask you this quickly. As the mayor of Johannesburg, I know you said hypothetically you've removed your name from the hat. But how would you address the power question in the city of Johannesburg?
You know what the problem that you're having is we've got so much sun in this country. I have just been in Europe, where people are selling power back where people are selling power back, putting power back into the grid. Number one, what we need to do is, there is a lot of big companies, smelters in Joburg. There's a lot of companies in the city of Johannesburg. They are not even paying the right amounts to Eskom because the power is calculated on a cheaper rate than they should have been calculated on.
But the problem now is there is no energy availability. How are you going to address that? If you look at what's happening in Cape Town, they have a plan. If we are on stage 8, Cape Town is on stage 6. They're always 2 stages lower than us.
That's the nonsense they tell you. I live in Cape Town.
So the point is, what are you going to do
to
reduce
what I'm saying to you.
the load shedding in Joburg?
Number one, the number one thing I will be doing is to get people to use less electricity. The big firms, you go to Sandton at night, all the lights are on. You go to all the factories. Now that will put less strain on the grid. That's number one. Number two, I will then go back to the Central Karoo as the mayor of Joburg, and then I will then make sure that we get power from the Central Karoo, and we will then wheel the power back to the City of Johannesburg. Number three, what I'll be doing is I will come with a suggestion that every house, the money will come from the city, must have solar, that they can, the excess electricity, they can sell back to the grid. We need to self-generate electricity because Eskom is unable to give electricity.
All right. I can tell you for free that there are already instances where Eskom has refused energy, surplus energy from instances where people have asked to give that to Eskom for free. So I don't know how far off that particular issue is, but we have to leave it there. Thank you so much, Patriotic Alliance leader Gayton Mckenzie, speaking to us about the ambition to become the mayor of Johannesburg. He says there was a meeting last night and he's removed his name from the hat. So we'll leave it there for now.